So you're watching TV one day, and then you finally say, you know what, enough of this. I'm sick of this particular thing, and you create an app around it. What was the real reason? What's going on?
Yeah, so no problem at all. I think like millions of Americans, I come home after a long day of work and tend to want to watch something with my family. And the real problem was that it always seemed to be a point of contention between us, what we were going to be watching. And so I said to myself, I'm kind of sick of either watching something I really don't like or the whole process of trying to find something turning into a massive fight. And so I decided to create an app.
So now you're using AI technology, which a lot of folks are hesitant about sometimes. But what really makes it the experience that you enjoy most?
So the thing that we do that's actually slightly different is that you're able to go into the app and send recommendations to and from friends. And so adding that human element to it where, usually what's happening offline is, you're at lunch with someone or at the water cooler or whatever it may be, and someone says, hey, I'm watching this show or doing that. And we figured people are actually having a really hard time finding things because they couldn't take these offline recommendations they're given and find them online everywhere, or sorry, anywhere. It had to be kind of stored in the head. And so he said, well, there's no reason to store that in the head if you just have an app that stores these things for you and friends can send recommendations to and from each other.
Gotcha. So now, how do all the streaming services work? In conjunction with what you have going on. Do I need a Hulu or something else, or everything's on the app?
Yeah, so in terms of how the app works, it's a discovery platform. So you're not actually able to watch things on the app, but we have all of the various services and what they offer on them, whether it be something that's either for free, subscription, or where you can buy it. So the whole idea is that you say to yourself, hey, I someone told me about X TV show or movie. You can go in the app, see the recommendation, they send it to you, or you can go ahead and you can search it. And then when you pull up that title, it actually show you everywhere you can watch that movie or TV show via subscription, buy it, rent it, or if it's in theaters.
Gotcha. And what have you been hearing from people that are using the app, and what do you want, for the app in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the big thing within the app that a lot of people love about Gatsby TV is the fact that they're able to see everywhere they can watch, rent, buy what it is that's on TV, because that seems to be a really big frustration with people. They go on Apple TV and they say, oh, it looks like it's only available on iTunes. And then they realize a few weeks or a month later, oh, no, it was actually part of my HBO Max subscription, whatever it may be. And then the second thing that we see is a really big feature used within the app is people adding things to their watch list. So they just need a place where, when you're just walking around, maybe talking with someone, they say a TV show that you might want to watch later, you can just pull something out of, you can pull your phone out of your pocket and say, okay, I'm going to store this recommendation, rather than what it seems a lot of people do is they actually have it in their notes app or they write it on a piece of paper, all these various things that are really interesting to me. And so they have a new option for that. And then lastly, in terms of the future, we're really just trying to grow. We're creating an Apple TV version of our app because most people end up watching the TV shows on their Apple TV. And so we said, why don't we have something for his TV? And then we're also redoing the web version of our app so that people who like to browse via the web can do that also.
Now, I also like the pieces and parts that you have on there, so I can technically find out what type of ABCDEF rating. You don't get an E, but you know what I mean. What kind of rating a film gets before I watch it? How do you come up with that?
Yeah, so it's a mixture of a few different things. One of the things that people don't know about the entertainment industry is that basically all the media firms own all of the ratings agencies. It's kind of interesting. And so when you're looking up something from Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or Metacritic, whatever it may be, they're actually unaware that, basically the big brands own them. So the ratings, I would say, are not impartial by any means because, as most people know, if you know a movie is going to be bad before you go to see it, you're probably not going to see it. So they do a lot they have a lot of power and they do everything within their power to make sure that you don't realize that it's a bad movie or TV show till after you've watched it. Because that's also a thing with entertainment, right? It's you don't know something is bad until after you consumed it, and after you've consumed it, the money's been sent and you can't return it, right? So with us, what we do is we take that into account, and we've got our own proprietary algorithm in which we come up with our own grading that says, okay, the impartial view of what this movie or TV show is this specific grade.
So now, what's your piece of advice to people who are looking to get into this tech space with movies and entertainment, and something that maybe you can give them that's invaluable?
Yeah, so I'd say the first step is the hardest step after you've it's kind of like, like going to the gym, it's like January 1st, you're like, okay, I'm going to the gym. It's always that first day that's the hardest, but by March 31st, or once you've been in it for a little while, it's just old hat. You crave kind of going back to work, getting stuff done and moving forward. And I think in terms of the advice I'd give is that find a good team, find a good co-founder because creating an app, creating a startup is at times a very lonely and sad process because when you're a business owner, generally more things are going bad than good, at least in the very beginning. So it's good to be there with people that you really enjoy who can help lift you up whenever things aren't going so well.